Hello guys, it's Kata the Inca here again. This video is coming today by popular demand. I actually got a request from one of my subscribers to make a video on how to trade on Binance for beginners. Now, I would like to mention quickly that trading is a very risky endeavor, and you need a little bit of training and a lot of practice to be able to get into the market. Most time people are always drawn away by the money or the funds that are involved in crypto. They hear people saying, I make billions in crypto from day to day, and they're like, wow, if this guy can do this, I feel like we should be able to do the same. We should not be driven by that. Now, actually, before making this video, I had thoughts on how to go about it. So I just decided to give you guys a rundown on how I pick trades day to day. Okay, I'm sure that some of you that will come across these videos are lacking in certain areas. Probably you don't even know how to navigate the Binance futures trading platform, and probably you don't know how to use the calculator. Some of the tools I'm going to be showing you in the video, I will show you some, but some I would time won't permit me to show because I'm not trying to make the video a lengthy one. I'm trying to compress and save time as much as I can. So maybe you want me to start a series of tutorials on how to actually trade for beginners, taking you from the basics. Probably some of you might hear things in this video you have not heard before, or you have heard before but you don't quite understand. Terms like resistance, support, terms like all these tools I'm using. Some of you don't even know what all of this means. But just as I see there, that Twitter, I'll just be giving you a popular rundown on how I use the Binance trading platforms to pick trades and to enter them. So I would just like to start with the uh, father of them all, as I call it, BTC USDT. So this I'm already on the futures platform. So I'll just run it by everyone. So I'm just going to explain this session right here. So cross, there are types of trades you can open. You can either open a trade into cross margin or isolated margin. Cross margin means that you are opening those trades with the total amount in your account. Let's say you have 50, $100,000 in your account. You're opening that particular trade with that large sum of amount or money, whereas is twin isolated simply means that you are isolating that trade. So if you're opening a trade with a margin of $20, that is the trade is just costing you $20 to open. So you'll be risking that $20 all together if the trade should hit your liquidation price. You could go on to read about cross margin and isolated margin. There are a lot of articles online, especially from Binance, that will give you light on that. Then the 20 times, this is the amount of leverage you can use. Okay, leverage provides you with an opportunity to open big size trades with little amount of money. It also increases your chances of making large profits and also increases your chances of making large losses. So you have to know about these things to be able to trade as a trader. Limit simply means that you are opening or entering a trade at a price that is not yet there. It has not got to that price, but you are forecasted that it will get there. Like for instance, now a limit for this trade. Okay, let's just assume that. Okay, let's use this particular region. Let's assume the trade is around this particular region now, and you are forecasting, or by some analysis you somehow knew that the trade will get to this point and that at this point it will sell heavily to the downside. So you will just place a limit order here at 49327. So you just come here, enter the price 49327, like so. 9327, 49327. Then you enter the size, that is the amount of BTC you want to buy at that price. So the minimum you can buy for BTC is 0.0001. one. You can't buy anything lesser than that. So if that I logged in, I'm not logging in since I'm just showing you how to go about it. You just click sell at that area. So you click sell. So once the price just gets to this price, you enter your trade will trigger and keep on going. Either goes according to your will like this or it doesn't. Trade is very risky. On market is very simple. You just enter the site, it will buy at the price, just like now BTC is at 46970. Once you just click buy by market or sell by market, it goes with the price. So you can check out stop limit. I don't really use stop limit in trading like that. So once you have set those trades, you see areas to enter your take profit and your SL, or as I will call it, your stop loss, or as it's generally called. So you can enter your stop loss there. I don't really want to spend time on this session. It's beginning to take too much of our time. So you could just go on and check it out online on YouTube, or if you want me to make a video on it, fine, I'll make a video. Then this section is very important. You see where I clicked on. If you don't have a system, a laptop, you click the three dots by the right side corner of your phone in your features page. You should see calculator. This is just a calculator to calculate majorly your price, your profits and losses. Okay, so take for instance now you are purchasing a particular trade and you want to know how much you'll be making or how much you'll be losing from such a trade. So you need to calculate this by using this calculator so that you will know how much you are risking on that particular trade, so that you will not risk more than what you are able to afford to lose now. So it's a risk management tool. So you enter the price you want to buy or sell. In this case, buy long for buy, short for sell. So pick your leverage, enter the price you are going to there's this price you'll take profit, the quantity and click calculate and you will see figures all around it. The same thing you can use it for your to calculate how much you will lose if the market should hit your stop uh loss. So you just enter your entry price here as always. Then your exit price now, instead of it to be your take profit, to be your stop loss, then you enter your quantity and calculate. It's as simple as that. Let's not waste time as that on that. So let's go straight to our chart. Now, one thing you have to understand when trading cryptocurrency is that cryptocurrency is always influenced by the price movement of BTC, the father of them all. So most naturally, if the BTC is going down or is in red like it was 3 months ago, down 3 months ago, down to I think early this month, all of you must have noticed that most of the alternative coins, altcoins, were in reds, and a lot of people lost money. A lot of people are frustrated and depressed and all that. But then that's just the thing about investing in cryptocurrency. So majorly if I want to pick up a trade, I usually analyze BTC USDT, determine where it is headed, then look for another trade that is headed in a similar position like BTC. Okay, like for instance, now in this particular region, seeing this trade now, I thought to myself, okay, that this trade is on this trend line, so it should go up, it should go up because this is a major trend line on the 4 hour trend frame, and I saw that, and I took other trades that had the same behavior pattern exactly, that were about to hit that trend line and were about to go up and make money. So they follow the same line. So I started coming down now right here too. Other trades also came down. So let's get right to it. So we're going to be using BTC USDT to analyze straightforward in this video, and I'm going to explain some of the tools on this on my chart that I'm using to trade. Now, first thing first, you have to choose your time frames. I use the 4 hour time frame, the 1 hour time frame to trade. I use the 4 hour time frame to determine the trend of BTC, in the sense that you want to know if it's in an uptrend or in a downtrend. Okay, now this is obviously an uptrend. Okay, it generally goes up, comes down. This is an impulsive move, a retracement, an impulsive move, a retracement into this trend line, another impulsive move, a retracement. So it is uptrend going up. So I've determined that the trade is an uptrend even from the 1 hour time frame, but it's best to use the 4 hour time frame. So you can zoom in. So it is clearly what? An uptrend. Okay, it's clearly an uptrend. So formerly a downtrend. This was all these 3 months bearish market. See, it came down. So this was really a downtrend. I know when trading futures, you can either sell or buy. So you could have made money off of this market as going down, and you could have made money off of this one as going up. That's the difference between futures and spot. In spot, you only make money when the market is going higher and higher. You don't make money when it's coming um, down. So determining the trend now, you have seen that this is an uptrend. Another tool I use in determining the trend of a trade is my MA, moving averages. Uh, moving average 200 and 100 are there for that. And these two are the blue and yellow lines, or yeah, blue and yellow lines on my screen, telling me and giving me indications that this market is an option that is supporting what I see here, because your eyes can deceive you sometimes in the crypto market. So now I'm convinced that it's an option. And if you want to add your moving averages, you just need to come a technical indicator and search for moving averages. Okay. Moving average. Okay, this is the one you want to go with. Okay, just moving average, not moving average, whatever moving average is. So you click on the moving average and you edit it. See, as I'm clicking to it, you will notice what's happening here. Automatically, the system is programmed to install 9 moving average. Okay, so this is where you now come to edit it. I've added way too much, so you just cancel, 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 cancel. So to add your moving average, let's assume this is okay. This is the 9. You could just click the setting button here, and in input, you should come to this page first. Enter the length 200, 100, and click OK. And for start, just choose the color you want so that there will not be the same color and you will not be confused. So now we know the trend of the market. Now we are looking for an opportunity to buy in this market. So as at yesterday, okay, there was a great opportunity to buy in this market, and a lot of people I shared my signal with on some groups made money from it, and they were thankful for that. So the first thing you need to know is that the 4 hour helps you to know the trend, but the 1 hour is where you pick up your trade. It's where you look for what I call reversals. What do I mean by reversals? Now, the trade was going up like this in this instance. Naturally, when trades are going up like it is not good for you to enter into the trade. Although as time goes on and you begin to learn and develop in the crypto market, there are instances where you can enter in a trade. Like for instance, this particular place is a good place I would have taken a trade on, in the sense that it broke the trend broke this particular resistances. So there's a law in the market, whether in forex market and crypto market, that when you break a previous high or a previous low, you have to come back to retest it. You have to come back and respect it. So that's why when the market went up, it didn't just continue up, it has to retrace back. And you can see with the crosshair I'm using, I don't want to be drawn so that the chart won't look messed up. You can see right now it retested it, and at that point I would have taken the trade probably up to this point, because I don't like taking too much risks. I'm not greedy and all that. So you can take an opportunity there. But the trade got up here, she get, and it started coming down, started making a person move, showing a sign that okay, it's as if it's retracing. And since I've drawn a trend line, I knew already that it was going to retrace into this specific blue line. So that means that it created a mini or a short-term downtrend in the 1 hour time frame. So when this happened, I began to look I began to look at the 1 hour time frame. I zoomed in and began to look at it from this perspective. So when he made this move and came down, I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe he was just retesting this particular. I just like I told you, he has to come back and pay homage and was ready to go up or something. So I now waited for it to come back and to hit this place. So now it hitting 1 2, it has created a downtrend pattern. So I was able to draw a trend line. I drew a trend line before I draw this double parallel line. Don't put ourselves about this. So I drew the trend line this way and was hoping for it to come back to, so from here I was able to sell down, down, although I didn't know it would go this long because my, like I said, I don't take too much risk. So this was like the target profit, but unfortunately it came here and I don't take counter trade, so waited for it to come here and took it here. But now in the case of this trade, I was expectant that it was going to end on this trend line, and on this trend line was going to push up. But then we saw a strange, very strange movement in the market. Okay, the trade came right now and broke this support. Okay, it broke this major trend line on the 4 hour and it also broke the support out. Now that is an indication that it's as if we are going to have a trend change in the market. Since BTC has been going up, it's as if BTC is going to start to go down. So what was I waiting for? I have been waiting for several hours for BTC to actually, since it has broken down, that's no problem. But as I told you before, it broke down. It has to come back down and go back and retest and respect this guy, this lower low here. And that was exactly what it did. Okay, that's exactly what it did. But now it's now beginning to have some complications on this time frame. Excuse me. So it's beginning to have some complications on this time frame in the sense that it's as if it wants to start ranging. Now, this is something that you need a lot of training to be able to see. Okay, because naturally, since it broke here and came back and retested, a lot of people will be like, okay, this market should sell. But I was aware of this other place. Okay, this is another resistance here. So I was aware of it. So I noticed that there are now two resistance spots and two support areas. And the thing is that the more a market tests a particular area, the more verified or strong it becomes. So the market has tested this bear before and it tested it again. So this is a certified area that you should not joke with. So now what I am waiting for patiently, because I am convinced, okay, by 70% that the trade should come down, okay, should come down like the rule I told you, should break down probably up to this level, break down like this, then go back and retest this area according to the law. Then I'll be able to draw a more perfect trend line to show it. Now, if that should happen, there will be a great sell opportunity for me because you see, in the other side of the market, previous things at that market, this place is so clear. There's no much serious support. So this place is like a freeway. So the market would naturally just find its way down to this area for a take profit. Now, this is my strategy. I'm someone that trades price action. Price action is just looking at the chart and know what is happening. Okay, for the person that requested for this video, trading or learning how to pick trades on Binance or whatever, my way, I don't know, it's not something that you can just grab in a day. Although I won't be surprised if someone is able to uh watch this video over and over again and pick up certain point. But I'm kind of trader that I wait for the perfect opportunity, because one thing you have to understand in trading is that you have to look for the region where everybody is waiting. You have to be and follow the crowd. Okay, you have to be the crowd and follow the crowd in trading. Okay, the reason why the trade is having complication is that everybody is waiting. Some of my guys, I'll be chatting with them on WhatsApp and all that. They're like, they're waiting, they have left the market. That's why the market is still, that's why this market is just behaving as if it's having complications. It doesn't have head, it doesn't know where it is going to. So you have to be able to think and say, okay, if taking this trade, is anybody taking this trade with me? Are other people considering this trade as I am? Are other people thinking the way I am? Okay, so thank you very much, guys. This brings us to the end of today's video, I'm beginning to have some unwanted noises around my hostel, which is obviously inevitable since I'm still in school and all that. So see you next time. So if you want any more videos, specifically you want me to start a playlist video, maybe on what resistance is, on what support is, and the likes. I didn't even take time to explain what the particular lines do, especially the popular line. I told you what the yellow and what's it called, and uh blue are. Okay, let me just quickly sift through that. Let's see. Okay, now this is how the blue and yellow line was. Okay, whenever the market is above, okay, whenever the market is above it, above the yellow and the blue line, the market is in an uptrend. Okay, but if the market should be below it, if the market should be below it, then we are in a downtrend. For instance, for instance, a few months back, as you can see, the market is below these two. Take note, these two, not this guy. So since it's below this uh, particular two, what's it called now? Two moving averages. We were in a downtrend. Okay, you can see once we came to an uptrend, voila, what happened? We saw the moving average adjusting themselves to be what below the market. Okay, so if you want to draw your trend lines, these are tools you can use. Okay, this is a trend line. You just click it, pick 2 points. When you're drawing trend lines for a downtrend is different when you're drawing trend line for uh an uptrend. For downtrend, you look for the two highest resistance points. Like for instance, in this case, this is a very high resistance point. You click it and you look for another high resistance point and you just click. That's if you're using a system. I'm sure you get the hang of it. So if you notice that the market would almost nearly touch the trend line and come down, or touch it exactly like so, and then come down. Yeah, it will touch it and go up, come down, touch it again and go up. So those are the areas you have to be watching out for when you want to trade. The only cases where you will not have to resort to a trend line is in as the case I showed you guys before. Okay, when the market will have to break through a particular region and have to retest. And please, if you don't know what breaking and retest is, okay, you are far away from home. I could make a video for that just to clearly explain that. Like, okay, in this instance now, the market was consolidating here, that is resting. Let's say resting here. It came down, went up, came down again, went up, came down, but finally broke it. Okay, but you can't just break it and go. You have to come back and say goodbye. So the market came down, as you can see by this, and retested it, but unfortunately it didn't hold because the market has its own mind. Another, but in this case, this is a perfect break and retest. So you can see this particular region is a notable resistance. You can't just avoid it. So the market just went up, broke it. Okay, so you had to come back and pay homage to pay respect. Okay, he tried to do it here, try to do it at this place, you couldn't touch because you will draw a line, something like this, or just an horizontal line like this blue one. You would, let me move this. See, you will draw a line like so, right here at the tip. That's how I draw mine. I don't know how others draw theirs. So the market went and trying to come back in this place to retest it, but it didn't get there. Now, some people were impatient. That's one thing with trading again. You have to learn to be patient. Tomorrow is another day. You can't make money from the market every day. The market has its own mind. You're just trying to understand what it is doing. You are not the master of the market. Nobody is perfect. The best trader in the world makes losses, okay? So you have to be careful because money is involved. So it broke through. I tried to tell, but it didn't touch it. But some people thought that this is the opportunity, and that is why you have the movement of these green candles going up. Okay, you have to understand the market behave. So whereas majority of us saw that no, this is not yet time. Forget about it. So what happened? The shade came down again, trying to touch it. So some people again came people who are ready to lose their money. There's a saying that in the market, money change hands from the impatient to the patient. Okay, those that are impatient will lose out, their surpluses will be striked out, and those that are obviously patient will make a lot of money. So these people enter the game hoping that we are going this time. Some people will even enter at this region, which is a bad place because you have to enter at a notable support area or a retest notable area. So eventually the market came back. So a lot of them would have set their stop losses around this zone. People that entered there and people that entered there would have set their stop losses around this region. But unfortunately, when the market came down and actually retested it, actually retested the region, you see, it must have taken out all their stop loss. There was a lot of money hanging here. Some $2, $20, $30 were hanging here because they were impatient. That is, if the stop loss should strike, they will make such amount of losses. So the market came and took their money. And people who were smart enough and waited entered the trade at this range. They didn't just enter. Okay, that's something again that I forgot to mention. You have to learn to read candlestick patterns. Okay, those are very important things. The fact that the trade gets to a particular region on a trend line or a break and retest region where you are expecting it to get to doesn't necessarily mean that it is time for the market to take off. Okay, you have to look for a particular candlestick pattern that is sending a sensor to your memory and to the memory of thousands and millions of people that are trading the market that it is time to sell, it is time to buy. For instance, in this case, now when the market came and retested this is what we call an hammer. Okay, in candlestick analysis, when you see an hammer in a support region such as this, or in a region such as this, okay, I can't find another hammer, but in a support region or in a support region for a break and in a support region along a trend line or something like that, it is telling you that this market is going up. Okay, once you find this in a bullish trend support, it is going up. So when a lot of people saw this hammer, it sent us that feeling that it is time for this man, and eventually it did what? It obeyed. So when it also got here, okay, it just went up like so. So it has a twin brother. They call it inverse. I call it inverse hammer, okay, or inverted hammer. Now, okay, the inverted hammer is what we see here. Okay, when the market went here again and wanted to sell at this region which I told you of before. As you can you see these guys? It looks exactly like this guy, but just a different color. And this one is facing down. That is like just like an arrowhead facing down. That hey, I'm prepared to go down. So you should look down for this. Look out for this, whether it is in an uptrend or in a downtrend. In an uptrend like so, and in a mini downtrend like so. You have to look out for it. Then another candle pattern I always look out for is the engulfers. Engulfers are candle patterns that totally swallow up the former opposite candlesticks. Okay, by now you should know that the red one is a bearish candle and the green one is a bullish candle. Now, in this particular case here, where the trade came back and retested this 4-hour trend line, which is the major trend line for BTC, by the way, you can see something formed here. This candlestick, green candlestick, is bigger than the previous red one. Now that's an indication that the market is going up. So when we got here again, okay, this candlestick, the red one, is bigger than the previous green one. That should be bigger than the previous opposite candle. So people saw that this market is selling and people sold down. So these are indications, okay? Although sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to hold. Your analysis just has to be solid and it just has to go according to you. Because sometimes everybody will see a clear pattern in the market that this market is going this way. Then a news will come out, manipulations, Elon Musk will tweet, and things will just go down to hell. So, guys, that's it about trading. So another thing I have not mentioned is this particular trend line, the purple one. Okay, the purple one is doing the same work as this guy. Yes, it is a trend line. It shows you when to enter. It shows you the area you should look out for when you are either in an uptrend or in a downtrend. Like for instance, now we are in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a downtrend. Okay, now there's an indication here in this market that okay, if the market should go up and get to this particular region, you can see the purple line staying here patiently. It has been staying here for hours, I tell you. Patiently. If the market should go up and hit this particular area, a lot of people are going to sell it because it is serving as a trend line. And you can see it follows this trend line, this parallel line, because the upper part is serving as a trend line. It follows it. And what a great coincidence. That's just it. So if you begin to trade or you're just practicing, put the 15 EMA and be drawing your trend line, you see that it will be aligning with your trend lines always. So if you do forget to draw your trend line, you will just look for the region where it is. And whenever I get to that region, mostly, even though it will not go with the flow of the market, it will reject it temporarily for maybe 10 minutes. It will reject it. That trend line will push whatever is coming to it up or down for a few minutes before it will say it is not going that way again, or it will reject it and it will go all the way up. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Please do well to subscribe if you haven't. Refer your friends to these videos and please tell me in the comment section the videos you would like me to prepare next. See you next week.